Bună dimineața! Am început cea de-a doua zi a conferinței Mastering the Music Business la Hanul Gabroveni. Am trecut deja prin 3 speech-uri care mie personal mi-au plăcut extraordinar de mult. Cristina Bazavan a deschis ziua, apoi Sergiu Biriș de la Zonga, urmat de Denis Florent, cel de-al 3-lea speaker internațional de la Mastering the Music Business. Denis este de origine franceză și pentru cei care nu știu foarte multe despre el, o să spun că este un consultant de radio internațional. A creat strategii de marketing și de programming pentru radiouri din 40 de țări, inclusiv din România. A fost și directorul uneia dintre posturile de radio comerciale din România și la Mastering the Music Business Denis ne-a povestit despre ce se întâmplă cu radioul în era online-ului. So, hello, Denis.
Hello.
I think you understood mostly what I said.
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. But we're going to talk in English right now.
It's okay.
So I'm going to ask you a few things that you already said during the presentation, because I think there are things that could interest many people.
Okay.
Like, where's the radio going in the internet era?
Well, the radio in the internet is not really disturbed because radio has always been free, mobile, and not really material. I mean, radio is just in the air. So now it's still in the air, but it's also in the IP. And, well, it's kind of natural for radio. It's not something that disturbs it. What's more disturbing is, okay, what do people do? Are they going to use it to listen to our radio feeds, or are they going to consume their music directly? It happens that we were all scared, but that we were wrong, because even Spotify is explaining to us now that people discover music on the radio, and then after they like it, they go and consume it on the Spotify, Deezer, and so on platforms. So radio is still the main media to discover new music, and that's good news.
So radio is still going okay?
It's going very okay. You know, for example, in 2008, with the big crisis that crashed the world, the only media that didn't suffer that much is radio, because people kept on consuming it.
And now, of course, the second issue that's bothering mostly musicians, as many people know, the most musicians are frustrated because their music is not going on the radio, and they experience a kind of block, because this is the only thought that they keep in mind. They don't want to play my music. They don't want to play my music. They don't want to play my music. What am I going to do? They don't want to play my music. What can you answer to those artists?
First of all, it's never personal. Maybe rare in some strange countries, but no, it's never personal. Radio is an industry. Radio, together with record companies, are an industry. Everybody is playing its own role, and musicians are part of it. I know musicians who spent years saying, well, you're not playing my music, nobody's playing my music, these radios are really crap. And then one day we play one of their songs because we think it's radio friendly, and it works, and it's a hit, and you don't hear these guys anymore. They don't complain anymore. So I would advise to independent musicians to always work with a middleman, with somebody who's going to come to talk to the music director or program director, because we can actually say things and we can advise good things to musicians. But for obvious ego reasons, it's difficult to say it to the actual musician. Let me give you an example. When, for example, in some countries where English is not the first language, you have some singers who come with songs in English and their accent is awful. It's quite ridiculous. It's difficult to tell this in front of an artist, but you can tell this to the record company. You can say, come on, come back with the same song. I like the song. With the same song recorded in your own local language, and I'll put it on the radio. And this is what we do. It happened to me a lot of times. So, of course, it's better if you have somebody, an intermediary, a label, a major record company, somebody who can talk to radio. But talk to us. When you're an artist and you need your song on the radio, everybody does, talk to us, speak to us, ask advice. We're not going to hurt your artistry. We're not going to hurt your feeling. We're just going to tell you why it's not on air.
Exactly. So, Romania, it's a kind of a particular market, even in terms of radio, because
every country I've been in is telling me, oh, you know, here it's different, it's a particular market.
No, I'm saying this because there are not so many niche radios. So we mostly have mainstream radios who broadcast mainstream music.
That's true.
And hits in every music genre.
But remember, you have a small population.
Yeah, it's true. But in that small population, maybe there are some groups that would like to hear something else. And there have been some experiments, let's say like that. Let's say it like this. Let's put it like this. There were radio stations who did broadcast more indie music and more alternative music.
Yeah.
One is not working anymore. They got the license back and maybe they will start
Which
again.
Station?
Guerrilla. And then there is Tananana. I never know how to pronounce their name.
We have a fan
and
here.
it's not doing very well as far as I've read somewhere.
Yeah.
But still,
I can give you a very precise example that was in Romania. That was in the industrial part of radio, not in the indie part. There used to be a radio called 1FM. It was broadcasting dance music, right? Club music, not dance music. Sorry, club music. A niche made by specialists, DJs who knew the stuff they were playing, really knew. It never took off. Then the management decided to take that frequency, rename it Rock FM, play rock music, another niche, and it works very well. So niches work when you have enough population who like it. Number one. Number two, when it's made professionally. I used to listen to Guerrilla for fun because the whole industry was listening to Guerrilla. It was awfully made. It was made badly executed. 1FM with a small audience was very well made. Rock FM is really well made. You can make, in Paris we have 2 stations that are playing indie music, and they are here and they are making money and they are here for 30 years. Why? Because they are super well made.
I was asking you because there were so many people longing for Guerrilla when it stopped working. And it seemed like they have a big public, but the audience researchers didn't say the same thing. So my question was, if everybody says we like this kind of music and fuck the mainstream radio stations because they don't want to broadcast, to play this, and we want to hear it, then when there is a radio station doing that, why don't you listen to them?
Because that's
in
declarative.
Such big
because that's
numbers.
Declarative and that's not behavioral. If you go again to my country and you ask people, are you watching Arte? Arte is a Franco-German art TV channel. Everybody's telling you, well, I'm watching Arte. Well, in real, they are all watching The Voice on the main channel. Nobody's watching Arte. Because there's a huge difference between the declarative and the actual behavior. Plus, again, if you want to broadcast, to make a station with indie music, listen to Nova in Paris. If you want to make this, do it properly. Don't think that you can avoid the rules of radio making. The rules of radio making are not made for commercial radio. They are made for listeners. The rules of radio making are made so because after approximately 100 years of history, we know how to play music on air. We know how to rotate it. We know how to present it. We know how to dress it with the jingles and everything. Guerrilla, I know I'm going to make myself a lot of enemies saying that, was not well made. So you can play indie music that no other station is playing, but you can make it smartly. Not just saying you are a smart radio, actually doing it smartly.
Is there a way for an artist to build a relationship with the radio station even if the radio station is not playing his music?
Yes,
provided that the artist
is.
makes the music that the radio station would be able to play, I mean, in that genre.
You mean if it's the same genre?
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult. I know some radio stations who would hire an artist to be, for example, DJ every Friday or something like this, and this way his notoriety would grow, and he would play other people, but his name would grow, and then you would be able one day to maybe play his music after he understands how it has to be done. Yes, you can also promote artists that are a bit different on your websites. 25 years ago, there was no website. Now it's another channel where you can propose music to your listeners and see how they react on your Facebook page, on whatever. Yes, there is space. Again, Indie just means I'm not yet on the main channel. Remember, for example, I don't know, Muse. I remember when Muse was indie. And the people who loved Muse indie, when Muse was played suddenly on main channels, they started hating Muse because it was not indie anymore. But it was the same song. You know, there's a bit of snobism there.
You said there is this research made with the listeners of a radio station.
Yes.
And I was thinking one day,
Yes.
if a very big group of people likes one artist, which is not broadcasted on a radio
It
station,
happened to me twice in my career.
can they change? If they call, if they write, if they say
of course.
in a way that
No.
they want this artist on a radio station, and
No.
there are many enough.
No, the answer is no to your question. No if they call for an artist. Yes if they call for a song.
Okay.
In radio, we don't care about names. We care about songs.
Oh, this is important to know.
It's very important. Madonna was refused on huge channels recently because the song was not right. And they were like, but it's Madonna. And the song is not right. Sorry. So, yes, twice in my career, twice in 30 years, I saw the situation of listeners calling in, sending messages, emails, everything for a song. And we tried the song, and it was a hit twice. Once was before the internet, so they were calling and writing letters. And the other time was with the internet, and they were sending messages. Yes, of course. The only thing we want to do is please listeners. So if a huge group of listeners wants a song, not an artist.
Okay.
Of course, we'll comply, we'll listen again. Maybe they can make us discover a song that we missed. You know, it's possible. We're not perfect.
Great. So radio is not the enemy. Radio
No.
is a friend.
It's a partner.
It's a partner.
It's a partner. It's hand in hand with the musicians. They just have to understand that we cannot play everything we receive.
Okay. It came to my mind that a few years ago, I don't know if they still have it, Pro FM has created several niche online radios.
Yes.
Was that a good idea?
Yes. It's a good idea when you are big. I don't know if Pro FM was big enough for that, but yes, it's a good idea, of course. Yeah, you can test songs there. You can serve people with particular matters. Recently in France, Énergie created a station only because it was the 20th or something like this, or 30th, I don't remember, anniversary of the death of a French singer who died accidentally. And they created a radio with only his hits. Well, it's possible. We had a singer who died recently, a singer from the 70s in France. They immediately created a radio with all his hits. Yeah, you can do this very quickly. The tool we are using to program radio stations, called Selector, has a version called G Selector, G as group, where you can create as many stations as you want. So yeah, it's possible. It's at the click of the mouse. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, when you are big, it's a good idea.
Okay. So radio in 2016 is going well.
It's flourishing.
It's flourishing.
Yes.
Good news. Thank you very much, Denis.
Thank you, Anca. With pleasure.